Hi everyone, my channel is English Ladder. Let's start learn English like a native. Today we're jumping into something really useful, everyday English idioms.
Yeah, we're looking at some material from a podcast called Speak Like a Native 5 Everyday English Idioms.
Exactly, and our mission really is to get beyond just, the dictionary definitions, but we want to figure out why these phrases are so common and how you can actually use them to sound more natural in English.
And it's interesting, isn't it? These phrases, they seem simple, but they often carry a lot of cultural shorthand.
Right, a
Well,
shortcut to meaning.
Precisely. Helps you connect better with native speakers.
Okay, so let's dive in. First up, break the ice. Now, the podcast was clear. No actual ice involved here.
Definitely not.
So what does it really mean when we say break the ice?
Well, fundamentally, it's about starting a conversation, making things feel a bit less stiff or awkward.
Especially with people you don't know.
Exactly. Or just in a situation where everyone's a bit quiet or formal, you're trying to warm things up, create a friendlier atmosphere.
The example they gave was he told a joke to break the ice at the meeting.
Yeah, that's a classic. A bit of humor can really cut through formality.
It really can. So how can listeners actually do this? The podcast had some ideas, right?
It did. Things like, asking a simple question, not too personal, obviously,
Right.
or offering a genuine compliment. Even just a warm hi can work. It's all about initiating that friendly contact.
Making that first step.
Yeah. They even suggested trying it out, like saying, I always break the ice by talking about the weather, which, let's be honest, is very common.
It is a safe bet.
hmm
It's interesting, though, how different cultures might approach this easing in.
Oh, absolutely. The goal making a connection is universal, but the how can vary a lot.
Okay, let's move on. Next, hit the books. Again, definitely not literal.
Thankfully, no. No violence against textbooks required.
So what does hit the books mean?
It just means to study. Usually study hard or seriously.
Okay,
The example was, I have a test tomorrow, so I need to hit the books tonight. Pretty clear, right?
yeah, it conveys that sense of needing to focus, buckle down,
Exactly. And the source mentioned it's super common among native speakers.
especially around exam time or talking about uni life, I guess.
Definitely. Anytime focused study is needed, it's just a quick, natural way to say, I need to study a lot.
Got it. Okay, next one has some fun imagery. Let the cat out of the bag.
Ah, yes. Always makes me picture a wriggling bag.
Me too. So what secret is escaping here? What does it mean?
It means you've accidentally revealed something that was supposed to be secret. Oops. Yeah, an oops moment. The example was, she let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party.
Ah, the classic surprise party spoiler.
Exactly. It's that moment of unintentional disclosure.
The podcast called it playful but useful.
Which it is. There's often a bit of drama or humor when the cat gets out, so to speak.
And they had a way to remember it, like a mental trick.
Yeah, a sort of mnemonic. Just imagine the secret is physically in a bag when the cat jumps out.
The secret's revealed.
Bingo. Hard to
Yeah.
forget once you picture it like that.
That really does stick. Okay, next. Under the weather. This feels like one you hear all the time.
Oh, definitely. Very common.
So what does it actually mean to be under the weather?
It just means feeling a bit unwell. Not seriously ill, usually.
Right.
Maybe you've got a slight cold or a headache, or you're just feeling tired and run down.
The example was, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so I'll stay home.
Yeah, perfect context.
Mm.
It explains why you might be taking it easy or missing work or school without going into dramatic detail.
And the podcast stressed an important point here, didn't it?
Yes, very important. It's for mild illnesses. You wouldn't say you're under the weather if you broke your leg or had pneumonia.
Good distinction. It's for those feeling a bit rubbish days.
Exactly. And they encourage listeners to try using it, like, I was under the weather last week, but I'm better now. Shows how easily it fits into normal conversation about health.
It's definitely a gentler, maybe more common way than saying I'm slightly sick.
Much more natural, yeah.
Okay, last one on our list. Cost an arm and a leg. This one sounds painful.
Haha, it sounds it, but it's purely financial pain.
Meaning?
It means something is really, really expensive, very pricey.
Okay. The examples were things like,
That phone costs an arm and a leg, or my flight to London costs an arm and a leg.
right, It immediately tells you it wasn't cheap.
Not at all. It conveys a sense of, wow, that was a lot of money.
And obviously, as the podcast noted, no actual limbs are exchanged.
Thankfully, no. It's pure exaggeration for effect. A very vivid way to complain about high prices.
It is, and that kind of exaggeration is part of what makes idioms so, well, colorful and effective.
So, thinking bigger picture now.
Yeah.
Why is getting a handle on these idioms actually useful? The podcast intro mentioned fluency and confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Using idioms correctly, it just helps you sound less like you're translating in your head,
Oh, unnatural.
More natural, more fluent. It shows a deeper understanding of the language beyond just the literal words. It helps you tap into how native speakers actually communicate. And the podcast mentioned PDF Books World. As a resource, how does reading fit in?
Well, reading widely is one of the best ways to encounter idioms naturally, in context.
Ah, I see. So you see how they're used, not just what they mean.
Exactly. You see them in dialogues, in descriptions. It reinforces the meaning and helps you get a feel for when you might use them. Plus, it's just good for vocabulary in general.
Makes sense. You absorb them more organically, maybe?
I think so. It complements more direct learning.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the 5 we covered. We had break the ice,
Starting a conversation, easing awkwardness,
hit the books,
studying hard,
let the cat out of the bag.
accidentally revealing a secret,
Yep, under the weather,
feeling slightly sick or unwell,
and cost an arm and a leg.
meaning something's very expensive.
Got it. And the key takeaway is try using them.
Definitely. The podcast encouraged listeners to pick maybe just one and try to use it in a sentence today.
Practice makes perfect, or at least makes it feel less weird.
Exactly. The more you use them, the more natural they become. It's about building that comfort level.
Right. So for a final thought,
Mhm.
something for you listeners to maybe chew on.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever wondered where these phrases actually came from? Like, why a cat in a bag for secrets? Or why body parts for expense?
Ah, the etymology. Yeah, that can be fascinating.
It really can. Looking into the origins of common idioms, it often reveals some pretty interesting, sometimes surprising bits about history or culture. It's a whole other layer to explore.
It definitely is a great way to keep digging deeper into the quirks and richness of English.